So what's up people, and welcome to another Alita Battle Angel / GUNNM video. So before I begin, I would like to apologize once again for the lack of uploading of videos recently. As mentioned, I've been out of town for a while and been quite busy, and so I just didn't have time to be able to upload videos. So I thank everybody in advance for understanding this. Also, because I've been quite busy, I haven't really had a chance to put together another essay type of video. And so today's video is going to be relatively short. It's a miscellaneous mishmash of a bunch of things I wanted to talk about, or actually a couple of things I wanted to talk about. And the first is a video that I saw by a gentleman named MacPB. And the reason I bring this one up is because he gives a really good overview with regards to some of the issues that many of the critics have brought up, and gives a counter argument with regards to that. Now, I'll leave a link to his video in the description section. I would suggest for anybody who's interested in the movie and have enjoyed the movie and have been somewhat annoyed by a lot of the very strange criticism that has come out, to take a look at it, because he gives a really good explanation of a lot of the points or the counterpoints to the criticism. And I found it to be really useful. I learned a lot from his video. And so, yeah, I just wanted to bring this up. And the reason also is because he brings up a very good point. I mean, he titles his video The Leftist's View of Alita Battle Angel, although it really isn't. He just wanted to bring it up with regards to the fact that since a lot of the critics just blatantly put out that the only fans for Alita Battle Angel are alt-right people, he just wanted to put this up because of the fact that he has a much more liberal view of a lot of things, although he doesn't really think of this movie as being a right-centric movie or a left-centric movie. And he just brought it up because of the fact that he wanted to show that, yes, there are people out there with many political views who enjoyed the movie because of the fact that, yeah, the movie is not particularly political. And that is a point that I wanted to bring out here, and he brings it up in a very interesting way, in a sense that the movie shows things that are very strong in many views, right? I mean, one of the things that many people have enjoyed about the Alita Battle Angel movie, as well as the Battle Angel Alita series, is that it covers many what you will call traditional values. You know, things like courage, love, loyalty. You know, all of these things that come out that we, over the many years, no matter which culture or whatever, have often cherished. This story, whether it's from the movie or the comic, portrays it in a very interesting and unique manner. And so whether you are from whatever political views you may have or cultural views you may have, this movie or this story does it quite well, because not only does it show the traditional values, but it shows it in a much more kind of progressive way, right? Because of the fact that it represents and identifies humanity in so many different ways beyond the standard traditional ways that you look at it. I mean, Alita herself, right? She is a cyborg. She has a robotic or a mechanical body, and yet she has a human soul. And when you put it together, you get a very unique perspective to a lot of the traditional values that you have. And in fact, the whole Iron City and Zalem and everything, because of the fact that there are so many different points of view with regards to humanity. What is humanity? You know, what is life? What is a human being? And as you continue to go on into the Battle Angel Alita comic verse, or as we expect to see in the Alita Battle Angel cinematic universe, there will continuously be very unique ways that human life and human existence are shown. So it's a very progressive way of showing very traditional values. And because of that, you could look at it and appreciate it from any perspective. And yeah, I mean, MacPB mentioned that in a very good way. And so I found that was very interesting. This isn't about any specific, cultural view or political view. This is about an all-around understanding of why, a story may be good. It touches us in many ways, whether we kind of enjoy progressive viewpoint or a traditional viewpoint, and it doesn't really try to classify the viewer in any particular manner. And that is why it becomes quite painful to see many of these criticisms, one way or the other, whether they're supportive or destructive of this movie, based upon cultural or political viewpoints rather than the quality of the movie. I mean, I'm not particularly fond of the people who promote this movie and say, yeah, this is a great movie, because they want to use this as a tool to bash another movie. Hey, there's another superhero movie out there and we could use this one to promote, to bash another movie. I mean, this movie wasn't here to bash other movies. This movie was here to entertain the viewers. And I think it does it well, and it doesn't need to be compared to any other movie to do so. And I just don't know why people are constantly using this movie to bash other movies. But what's even more concerning for me is the criticism that this movie has received based upon what is considered progressive views. That's what they say, the critics say, that this movie has anti-progressive views. And I can't figure that out because of the fact that, once again, this movie is very progressive in that it goes beyond what we see in this era and shows humanity and life in new, different ways. I mean, once again, Alita is a cyborg. She is a living entity that basically doesn't exist in this era. And yet, through her values and her soul and her passion, we get to see the human aspect of her. And by doing so, we identify her as a human and treat her in that way. And yet the people who often promote diversity, we have to accept the different ways that people are and to give the people the rights of freedom of choice, for example, well, then bash this movie based upon, of all things, the appearance of the character. I mean, once more, the typical argument is that you're supposed to be tolerant of the different appearance of people, right? I mean, you're not supposed to judge people by how they look, how they appear, what color are their skins, for example, or what culture they may come from. And yet the biggest criticism that these people have that I've heard with regards to this movie is two. One, she has creepy big eyes, so she's weird. And two, she's not supposed to have feminine features. How dare she has feminine features? I mean, they're judging her by her appearance, and they're judging this entire movie by the appearance of a character, and yet their typical argument is don't judge people by their appearance. So I can't figure out the argument that a lot of these critics are making with regards to this movie. The whole point is that this movie is a promotion of diversity by showing different forms of life, even beyond what we see in this era. And yet the people who say people should be the most tolerant to various appearances are bashing this movie for the very appearance of the main character. So I couldn't figure that out. And it just becomes more a message of political agenda or cultural agenda rather than the overall objective view of the quality of the movie. Anyway, I'm not sure if I'm saying this well. And I would suggest again to go check out MacPB's video. It's really good and covers a lot more than what I just talked about. And luckily, it's part 1, which means that there's going to be a part 2 and maybe even beyond that point. I think he mentions part 3 in that video as well. So I'm looking forward to the other parts coming out. And so, yeah, I just wanted to bring this video up because of the fact that I think this is the YouTuber's first video on Alita Battle Angel. And so the other topic I wanted to talk about is, just recently I got my hands on the most recent version or volume of not Alita Battle Angel, Battle Angel Alita, or GUNNM, Mars Chronicle, the Japanese version. And so I just wanted to show it here. It looks pretty nice. And I think this part goes all the way up to the end of the origin story for Alita. I'm not sure exactly. I'm not sure if I want to open it right now to find out. But I think it goes all the way up to the end of the origin. Of course, we've gone beyond that point now. And we see the adventures of Erica and Yoko. Beyond that point, but I just wanted to show this here. You could see Alita here in her tiny childlike form. I always thought that Yukito Kishiro drew her very well. And you could also see Erica here. And so, I just wanted to show it. Now, the size of this comic is very small compared to a lot of the other US versions that are out here. This is a typical size of the comic that you would see in Japan, but I'll show it to you compared to, the deluxe version of Alita Battle Angel that you can get for the original series here. And as you can see, it's a lot smaller than the deluxe version. And I don't mind that. I mean, the deluxe version is deluxe. And I have it here mostly to, make sure that I have a copy of this to put on the shelf. But for reading purposes, these tiny comics are perfectly fine. Now, on a separate matter, I also found 2 additional comics while I was out. And one was the recent One Piece volume. And so this already goes into the Wano arc. And so, I'm looking forward to reading this in Japanese. And what was really great was I found the first volume of Spy Family. I am really looking forward to this. And this is really good because if it's coming out in, novelization form, or as the Japanese would say it, the tankobon, this means that it may come out in novelization form in the US pretty soon. Because I know they're translating very quickly. So that you see both the Japanese chapters and the US chapters, the official US chapters, or the official English chapters, as soon as possible. And so, I'm hoping that if they release the tankobon in Japan, then that will mean that they will be releasing the English version soon in the US. And that would be great because I do want to also get the English version. I really love the translated version. It's hilarious. It's just as funny as the Japanese version. And so, I'm hoping that will come out soon because I really do want to support this manga. It's getting very interesting. Chapter 11 has come out and I have to say, I'm really starting to like Anya's meme face, her meh face. And so, this is pretty funny. But in any case, I'll leave a link to, Manga Plus, Shueisha's official publisher's website where they show this free of charge, which is great. So I'll leave it to the most recent link, which is chapter 11. Anyway, that's about it. So thank you very much for watching. Sorry for the kind of the stupid nature of this video. And I'll go back to having themed videos in the future. And I hope you join me at that time. I was thinking of I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to do Zalem. I wanted to see if I could do a Zalem video, but that may be too revealing. I have to think about it, especially for the people who read the comics. There is one major reveal in the comics that you shouldn't know about unless you've actually gone through the comics and got there by reading the comics. You know, it's such a big reveal. And maybe it's okay because I'm not sure if that big reveal will actually come out in the movie. Yeah, but in any case, I'm not sure. Maybe Zalem, maybe Grushka, or maybe I'll go on to one of the Mars Chronicle videos that I wanted to talk about. Basically, is Alita immortal now, you know, in the recent values? And has she become basically one of the most indestructible characters in the Alita Battle Angel universe? I'm trying to compare her to somebody like Danfa, or Tumpo, I guess is another way to talk, describe that character, name that character. But anyway, I'll think about what I want to do in future videos, and I hope you join me at that time. Thank you very much for watching. Until the next video, happy anime watching, happy movie watching, happy comic book reading, and as always, Jaya, nice day, everyone.